Hello, everyone. Earthangel here. You know what? I just want to get started. I just want to get right into this video. I have so much to talk to you about. Now, this video has a lot to do with the awakening process. There are so many of you who have not awakened or are awakening, or, you know, eh, a lot of us have awakened. But you know what? The awakening process, the way it's set up, it's like we're always awakening. Oh, okay. I got my little wrist thing on. My wrist has been hurting. Anyway, so it's like that we have been continuously learning something new, continuously awakening. And so this process is I wanted to kind of go back through it to help out those who were wondering what the heck is happening. What is the awakening stage? So I wrote down some notes. So, you know what? There are some who think or who have said that the awakening process is almost like a dark night of the soul. You start off and start feeling like, you know what, something is wrong. You start feeling this something in the pit of your stomach. You're like, things just don't seem right. I can't put my finger on it. And every day you go through, and the next thing you know, you feel something. It's like, what is going on? And in the awakening process, you are going through what used to be when you were on autopilot and everything was just the way it was. You had to pay. You're living from paycheck to paycheck, not really knowing, okay, how am I going to pay Peter or pay Paul, or I have to steal from Peter to pay Paul. I've heard about that too. So I know about that as well. But when you're awakening, you start to awaken to why are things the way that they are. You start to, I'd say in phase 2, you start to question things. Why is this like this, or why is that like that, or is that for real? Are they for real? Things just don't seem the same, and you go through wondering, why am I feeling the way that I feel? So, my third stage is you're a little more inquisitive, and you're about spirituality. You're inquisitive about why are you here? And you feel like there is something more that I'm supposed to do than what I'm doing. So that's what the inquisitive stage is. And so, when I was going through and I felt this in my stomach and I was like, what is going on? I actually just went to Google trying to get some answers. I feel like this, or I'm feeling like you. And then I went to YouTube and I started watching videos, just watching videos on higher self, watching videos, some of the tarot readers who were talking about, oh gosh, I didn't curl that. We're talking about the awakening process and what you were going through. So I started to relate to some of the things that they were saying. And then I went back to Google and I just started looking it up, the awakening process, or blah, 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 blah. I'm feeling this, or I'm just, and I just started to kind of dive into why I was feeling the way that I was feeling. And, I was no longer happy-go-lucky or whatever. I'm like, the world is changing. Things are different. And I wanted to know more. So, how can I explain this? There, when you get into, well, we just went over the third stage, but when you get into the fourth stage, you kind of go back and forth, three and four, inquisitive, why, how come, blah, blah, blah. Were they telling me the truth? Or, is it for real? What I'm seeing on TV, is it real? I don't know. Well, that scientific show that I saw the other night, it kind of seemed like it was real. Are they showing that to us because that's really how life is? I don't know. You start questioning. I'm telling you, you start questioning. So in the fourth stage, now I have spoke with some people when they say, you know what, I am angry, I'm appalled. I thought life was like this. We're supposed to work. We grow up. We're supposed to work. We listen to our teachers. We listen to our coaches. We do what we have to do at work. We work and then we retire. Okay? That's all I know. That's how life is supposed to be. But you have young people who are awakening, and and there are even older people. So I'm not just basing it off of the young. And they're saying, you know what, I'm angry, I feel angered, I don't know why, I can't put my finger on it, I'm annoyed, I don't want people to talk to me. Every little thing just makes me so angry. Or I heard the world was changing. I heard, government this, teachers that, work this, the reason why things are like this, the media, blah, blah, blah. And you start to awaken more to what your life really is. You start to see things for what they are instead of kind of looking at things with these rosy glasses on. You're taking down the glasses and going, well, wait a minute. Things are not the same. They are totally different. I see how people are. Those who are nice, I see those who are not nice. I see those who are right, the gossipers, in the cliques, blah, blah, blah. You see it, but you kind of ignore it, and it's like, wait, I really see it. Government, media, why do we continue to see the same thing? Why is it just, you go, some people are watching the news and they're like, why is it just bad all the time? Instead of seeing the good Samaritan, seeing the good in life, right? So, but those who know about the media, news stations, whatever, they are controlled by the same people, every single one of them. So you're always seeing things that are fearful or worrisome. That is because there are some that want to keep you in fear. Just going to leave it right there, okay? So you're angered at you're finding out that, some of the things that you were brought up on, that you learned, are just myths. They're not all true. What? They're not all true. And you're looking around going, well, what is true and what is not true? and you go deeper. And you start learning, seeing what is true and what is not true. Now, we don't know everything that is not true. Let me finish here. I'll get to that, okay? So, a lot of what you are doing, you're angered and you're like, okay, enough is enough, okay? But I want to shred all old beliefs, the old way of thinking, the things that I used to do, the things that I used to believe in, or what my family has been saying all these years, you know. And then stopping and really researching and saying, or just going inside and saying, you know what, I don't believe that, or yes, it was true, okay? You'll be amazed at, okay, I'm getting there. You'll be amazed at the things that are about to change for you, okay, if you are just awakening. Now, he's kind of starts shedding off the old, and I did say that, shedding off the old beliefs, starting to go within and saying, you know what, I am more than what I thought I was. And you start learning that you are a more spiritual person, more loving person, compassionate person. And you start to work on yourselves as far as going, you know what, I am a peaceful person. I am a good person. I'm going to stop hanging around with this clique or that clique because it does not serve me, right? So in stage 6, you start going through, it's almost like an ego. Some people say an ego death, but I think it's more like a spiritual ego, where some people are thinking that they are more than, or they're over someone because they have awakened, and another person has not awakened yet, or they think that they are better than another, or they think they know more. It's not that you know more. It's not that you're over or better. Everyone is at different stages, different levels of awakening. And so when you try to explain that to someone else, they kind of look at it like, what, you think you're over me? You think you know more than me? I didn't say that. I just said that we are at different levels on the awakening process, okay? A lot of times when you hear something like that, they are not awakened. Or they're just feeling a little tweak of this, a little tweak of that. And they don't know what it is yet. They don't want to talk about it because they think that someone's going to talk about them. Instead of talking with other people who are going through the same thing. You know what I mean? So the spiritual, the ego death, whatever you want to call it, is when you kind of let go of your ego. You start purging out the things that no longer serve you, that no longer serve the world, that no longer serve, um, you know, your family, whatever it is. And you just let go um, of the things that you no longer want in your life. All right. So letting go of that is when you are showing yourself love. You're showing yourself compassion. You're showing others love and compassion. Instead of you being that know-it-all or who thinks you know it all, you are showing more love and compassion to your family, to your friends, to other people out there, instead of thinking, you know what, I do what I do. I'm Mr. Know-It-All. I'm Mrs. Know-It-All. I know, I know. Stop that. No, you don't know. You think you know because of what you have learned, but it's not necessarily true. Okay? So you want to let go of your old ways, of the ways of thinking, of the ways of being. It's just stop and breathe and come into the realization that, you know what, I need to start working on myself. I need to start taking accountability for my actions. I need to stop treating others the way that I've been treating them. I need to start treating people better. Okay? So that's stage 6. Stage 7 has to do with grounding and getting serious. Now, you have stepped in and out of this whole awakening. And some of you, I will have said, you know what? You're out there and I'm in here. And I close it. That's the way I prefer it. Okay? And then there are others of you who have put your foot out there. You know you're awakened, right? But you kind of put your foot out there, test the waters. Oh, everything seems wonderful. It's clear today. I'm going to go out. And then there are other days, other things happen. You put your foot out there and you're like, well, no, put it back in. No, I'm not going out. So in the awakening stages, you kind of go in, you kind of go out of awakening, and you're like, you know, you touch it, and then you're like, no, I don't know if I want to touch it, and you come back in. And then you might go back out and touch it again, and go, oh, okay, well, you know, this is not so bad. I can relate. And then you go back in. Instead of just moving and putting yourself out there with the collective, right? So that's kind of interesting. So now you're grounding and you're getting serious. So this is stage 7, where you say, you know what? I have changed. My life has changed. I feel different. I'm looking at things from a different perspective. I'm going to take accountability for my life. I'm going to take accountability for loving myself, for having compassion for myself. I'm going to take accountability for the way I treat others. I'm going to take accountability and really take a look at who I am now compared to who I used to be. Now, who you used to be, hard worker, I'm just going to throw out an example, hard worker, a person who, you don't have time for anybody else. It's just you. You're just taking care of you. compared to now, you're feeling things differently, a certain kind of way. You know, you're feeling sensitive, loving towards others. You open your heart, you let yourself really feel who you are. I am a sensitive being. I am, and it's okay to show it instead of trying to hide it. That's the ego self, right? So show who you are. Start realizing what your purpose is. You know, if you're a teacher, then teach. If you're a healer, then heal. All right? You'll find that when you embrace who you are, who you really are, you'll find that you're on a different wave. Things are going to become easier. They're different. You're going to look at things from a different perspective. And you're going to treat people from a different perspective, differently from the way you used to treat them. Everything is different, right? Love, compassion. That's very, very important. Now, stage 8 is where you come out of your spiritual closet. You go, okay, done. I'm not hiding anymore. I'm out. Now, it's easier for you to talk to people about your spiritual journey, what you have gone through. I'm awake now. You can say, I'm awake now. Oh, finally, thank God, thank the universe. You know, I've been asleep all this time. Now I'm awake. All right. You're going to start saying, you know, I want to come out and be a part of the collective. Pray, meditate, ground. I want to be a part of a soul tribe. And the soul tribe is a circle that is outside of your normal circle. So if that's just family or family and friends, your soul tribe is outside of that. Okay? So you're ready to get out and talk to people and share, and, you know, you're excited about, you know, being able to talk to someone else, you know, instead of you sitting there going, you know, I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy, but, you know, you're able to get out and, you know, you're going to share with them and they're going to share with you. They're going to be excited to have someone else to share with. And next thing you know, you'll build a group. You'll build a tribe. There'll be more and more and more of you who will be, you know, willing to be open and willing to be there for one another. That's important. That's what it's about. And then step 9, you are actually walking in your purpose. So what is it? You go, what? My purpose? What is my purpose? For a long time, I was like, what is my purpose? So what am I supposed to do? What do I want to do? Well, I stopped and I wrote down, I like to speak. I like to act. I like to sing. I like to, paint. I just wrote down everything. I'm a hard worker. I went back to, I'm a hard worker. I'm this, I'm that. And then I got the aha. Lex, I was listening to a tarot reader. And she said, there is someone out there I am tapping into who is spiritual, who is a healer, who wants to start a YouTube channel. And you still haven't done that. I was thinking to myself, is she talking to me? That's exactly what I said I wanted to do months ago. Okay. It seemed like every couple of months I would watch a reading and they would call me on it. And I finally said, okay, that's it. I'm going to do this. I may not be that good. I may or may not help someone, but I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna venture out there. I'm gonna do what I like to do. And before I decided to do, to just start a YouTube channel, just speaking with friends, speaking with coworkers, speaking with different people, different meetup groups, and whatever I was a part of. They said, speaking to you has really helped me today. I was feeling down, or I was going through something. And I realized that when I speak to people, Holy Spirit just gives me the words to speak. It's just so interesting. And I may touch on something that you're thinking about, something you're going through. And a lot of times, you don't even say anything about it. It's just what I pick up, right? My intuition is what I pick up about you. And I'll just start talking. And it just seems like some things come out, and I'm just like, I don't know where that came from, but I'm just speaking. I'm speaking words of love, compassion, no harshness or anything like that. I'm just coming to you speaking the truth that was given to me. And I've never had anyone come back and say, that wasn't for me, or I don't know what you're talking about. They've all come back and said thank you. I didn't want to talk to you about this. I had just planned to have a girls' night, or just have dinner. Or we're at a meeting and I'm just talking. I'll just start talking. And I'll hit on something there's somebody in the room. And it's been quite interesting because the amount of people that come back to me and say, thank you for that. Excuse me. You know what? You hit the nail right on the head. What you're speaking is exactly what I'm going through. I said something that caught their attention. I said something that touched their heart. So When you think about your purpose, what have you been called to do? Have you been called to start a YouTube channel? Have you been called to help humanity? Have you been called to help the children? Foster care, when they get out, they need a place to stay. Have you been called to help with human trafficking? Those are near and dear to my heart, you guys. God's children are near and dear to my heart. Have you been called to heal the world? Have you been called to speak to someone about and give them encouragement? Maybe you're a healer in a different type of way. You touch. You know how to heal by your touch instead of speaking the words. Maybe you know how to heal from prayer. One of those people who always pray for others positively. God, I ask you to heal them. Touch them now. Make it so. I ask you for them to have a quick healing, a complete and quick healing. How do you show up? So that's what it is. And walking in your purpose. And stage 10 is when you are mastering your spiritual self. You're mastering the spiritual lessons that you have learned from 1 to 10. Some say 5, some say 10. It doesn't matter. It depends. It is how quickly your spiritual journey is. God, the universe, wants to come in and teach you, enlighten you of who you are and what you are supposed to do, right? Trying to help you go inside and learn who you really are. So the mastering is from your spiritual journey, your awakening. Some of the things are going to come up again that you've gone through. Remember, it's a test. God, the universe, divine, wants to know that you have mastered your test. How are you going to show up? If someone makes you mad, are you going to just start cursing them out, talking over them, speaking? I know how some people are. Believe me. They start talking over you and yelling. Or are you going to breathe and just go, okay, I'm done? Or are you going to stop and say, speak your truth, but with love and compassion. You don't have to yell. Don't have to. Just speak it. Deuces, go on out. All right? So what we're going to find here is I spoke a little bit about disclosures in my last video, and I'm going to do another video regarding that because I want you to get the full effect of it. So I love you guys all, and I will talk to you in the next video. Take care. Peace.